Okay, so brothers and sisters of Region 8, it is truly an honor to have our governor here today. He's my friend, he's your friend, he's all of us' friend, but most of all, he's a friend of labor. He's like our president. He's not afraid to use the word union. He's not afraid to use the word UAW. He's not afraid to walk picket lines. So a quick story before I introduce you is in 2007, when we were Region 3, I get a call to come out and work in Kentucky on a triangle, working for his dad for governor, Steve Beshear. That was such a great experience to have that opportunity to work from Bowling Green to Owensboro to Leetown. The UAW, along with the AFL-CIO, we had the whole state covered. We made sure we got his dad in, was an outstanding governor for 8 years. And now Andy's in his second term. We worked extremely hard last year. You got a lot of Kentucky locals in here. We told you we had your back. We knew you had our back. But I'm not going to do the introduction. Your good friend, Mark Dow, our camp rep, wants to come up and do that, and we're proud to do so. Mark, come on up here.
So I told you guys, we're in a red state. You know, we have a supermajority of both the House and the Senate, and we have a governor that stands toe to toe each and every day. You know, and so many people that we endorse time and time again, they'll give their cell phones up as they're running for office. But once they get in office, that cell phone seems to get turned off. They get too busy to call you back. This is somebody that I can pick a phone up right now and could call him at any time, day or night. He answers the phone. The day after we went on strike, he was asking when could he come out to walk the picket lines. He's come out to the AFL-CIO conventions. He shows up at our e-board meetings. He shows up at our union meetings. This is the man that's walking the walk, talks the talk, and this is why we endorse candidates that support us. I hope that his family doesn't want him back anytime soon, because we're not done with him. We want to see him a long, long time ago, but he is definitely a very humble man. I've seen him cry with our people of Kentucky. I've seen him laugh, enjoy with each and every one of them. But it's good to have an elected official that has not forgotten their roots and actually stands for what they were politicking on. So with that, I give you Governor Andy Beshear.
Folks, my name is Andy Beshear, and I am the proud pro-union governor. I was proud to stand with the UAW as you went on strike and secured some of the best contract terms that I have ever seen. How you stood up for your families. How you made sure you were creating a better life for our Kentucky families. The positive impact that it's going to have on thousands of people that live in Louisville and work across Kentucky. And you truly walked the walk, and you all had to do it together. Putting your own jobs on the line. Knowing that you might miss a couple of paychecks, but believing that you are your brother and sister's keeper. And that they deserved a better life. And so did everybody else who would come into these jobs at a later time. And that's truly living out your faith and values of doing the right thing, even when it's tough. And I was honored to stand there next to you as you all pushed and created a better life for Kentuckians. And I hope that you see it matters who we elect to these offices. I mean, I think back about 5 years ago, I was Attorney General, still a strong supporter, but we had a governor that was anything but. He did everything he could to kill labor in our unions in Kentucky. He passed that right to work for less. He repealed the prevailing wage. That wasn't enough. After doing it, he walked out in the hallway and he yelled at everybody. I thought he was going to get his ass kicked. But what a difference 5 years makes. And as we sit here today, Kentucky has increased its members in our labor unions 2 years straight. Our economy is booming. We're building some of the biggest projects ever on planet Earth. By the way, all of them are being built with union labor. We're seeing businesses that swore that they would never do business with organized labor, doing it for the first time, and then coming out and saying that's the only groups that they are ever going to work with again. Despite everything they did to hurt your families and our families. As we sit here today, things look pretty good in Kentucky. Our economy, number 3 in per capita economic development last year, number 2 the year before. We're building the 2 biggest battery plants on planet Earth. We've got so many things going that creates that better life for our families, and it would not have happened without you. You have fought this fight for better wages and better benefits for decades. And we wouldn't have this chance to have this exploding economy, which means an opportunity for all of our kids and our grandkids, without the work that you and those that came before you have done. So I want to thank you for your leadership. And not just in Kentucky, but all around the country. Because all of our American families deserve the right to leave their children better opportunities than they had. Every single American family deserves to watch mom or dad go off to work and know they're going to be safe and know that if they work hard, they can afford to raise that family. And that's exactly what you all have done, and that you fought so hard for this last year or couple of years. Now, I think about the way that Kentucky was viewed nationally just 4 short years ago and where we are right now. Now, the most private sector investment we've ever seen, over $30.5 billion, never happened before. 52,500 new jobs, over 1,000 new locations or expansions, including expansions and investment at our Ford plants. I think about having the lowest unemployment rate in our history for the longest period of time. And I think about what all of that means in helping our fellow man, especially the lost, the lonely, and the left behind. You all have been instrumental, not just in pushing for better jobs, but in pushing for a better Kentucky. I think about Todd Dunn and all his efforts in recovery, helping to make sure that people who've fallen into addiction can get the help that they need. As we sit here today, Kentucky is number 1 per capita in treatment beds, and it's not even close. And we are stemming the tide. 2022, the last year that they had the statistics, we were one of only 8 states that saw a significant decrease in overdose deaths. It means when you love your fellow human being, and you all, the UAW, step up and help us out, that we can save more lives. Right now, we've got the lowest recidivism rate that we've ever seen. It means we're living out our faith, which tells us second chances aren't just the right thing to do, it's what we're called to do. And it's our trades, it's the UAW and others that have stepped up and said, how can we be a part of this program? Because when we can address those root problems and then give people true hope and stability in that good job, it makes us all safer in our communities. And it gives a real opportunity to bring those families together. As I've stood with our unions and our union families, I think about what we've accomplished, but then I think about how much more that we can do. We are in this moment in time where at least our state has a chance to move to the top of so many lists. Ones that we've wanted to be in for so long, when most of the country has looked down their nose at us, or maybe even made fun of our accents. But nobody's making fun of us now.
That's right.
doesn't happen without y'all. I mean, in the last 2 years, we've had our highest incentivized wages for new jobs we brought to Kentucky. That means they're better jobs, that families like yours can raise their family working just that one job. You've stood next to us as we push to invest in our public schools. You stood up for teachers and educators when they've been attacked here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Work to prevent defunding of those school systems that our kids go to, and they deserve the very best. I mean, the fight that you fight ends up being so much bigger than just in the daily lives of your members. It's for a better America, and for that, I'm really grateful. That's why I'm proud to stand with the UAW and organized labor. And that's why I'm proud that we have a president that does too. First president to ever walk a picket line. That's important. And look at what happens when we work together. Listen, I wouldn't have been elected in 2019 without your help. I won by 0.1%. 0.1. And that meant that everything that these folks did, every dollar that you all poured in from the national, but every bit of education that the local did, Mark and everybody else working so hard to make sure people knew what was on the line and what it meant. But you know what? When we govern well, and we do it together, and we don't try to move the state to the right or the left, but just move it forward. When we wake up every morning realizing that people aren't thinking about their party or even who the next president is going to be, they're thinking about their job. They're thinking about the roads and bridges that they're going to drive that day. They're thinking about their next doctor's appointment. They're thinking about public safety, and they're thinking about the public school they're dropping their kids off at. When we remember that that is where most Americans wake up, where most Americans live, then we can govern and succeed in a way that lifts everyone up, and that opens people's minds, gets them out of just this red or blue, and gets them to see not only what we're doing, but what we can do. And that's how, with your help, in the ruby red state of Kentucky, we won this re-election about 5 months ago by 5 percentage points. Something nobody saw. And to those of you in either a really red or a really blue state, that's like 25 points in one of those areas. But in the end, it was about trying to break through. You know, I believe that the biggest threat to this country isn't one of our external enemies, and they're real. And when we really think about enemies in this country, it's not each other. You know, the Kentucky National Guard was at Tower 22 when it was attacked. I know people that are at Tower 22 in Jordan right now. We lost 3 members out of the Georgia National Guard in that attack. It was an attack on America. What was the first thing some people in Washington, D.C. tried to do with it? Not say they were sorry for the families, not to say that we've been attacked as a country, but to attack people from another party. Just to try to get, I guess, the next election, one more this or one more that. And we have got to break out of just viewing the world in a red or a blue lens. We've got to break away from neighbors, not talking to neighbors just because of registration they probably did when they're 18. I mean, we are all unique children of God that have different views and different experiences that have shaped us. And when we govern, at that place where everybody wakes up in the morning, thinking about those basic needs, knowing that you don't get past to think about anything else until they're met, I'd like to think that there is a path forward in this country, and that's what y'all do. You fight for that, for the families. We fight for the better medical benefits, premiums not going up, and that next doctor's appointment's a little bit easier for them. When you fight for better wages, people aren't thinking about whether they're going to put food on the table or go get their next prescription. When you step up and help us to get people better, to decrease recidivism, you're making our communities safer. How you lead is exactly the example that this country ought to be following, that everybody deserves dignity and a good job, regardless of their party, regardless of their state. And I'm grateful that you do all this and go into all of these difficult fights, but stay true to your values. When I heard yesterday, you recognized those we lost a year and a day ago. I can't tell you how grateful I am. You know, a year and a day ago, I lost one of my best friends, somebody else I knew very well, in a senseless act of violence, of murder. And it's hard. Many of you have lost people, and you know the grief's a funny thing. Sometimes it feels like 10 years ago. Sometimes it feels like 10 minutes ago. But for you all to have taken your time, even though you don't necessarily know these individuals, and said their name, the Bible talks about saying people's names. I'm really grateful, but I'm not surprised. That's who you are. That's how classy you all are. And it's how you lead and even fight. But you do it in the right way, knowing you're fighting the right causes. So I'm really excited you had me here this morning. I'm really excited that you're fighting in tough places just like I am. I said it. If you're in a red state, your people still deserve great jobs and a great life. If you're in a state that has passed right to work like this one, your people still deserve good union jobs that pay good wages. And you know what? There are lots of ways to win, even when a state legislature is coming after us. Now, what people are seeing as being a part of a union, is being a part of a brotherhood and sisterhood, where you find belonging, where people care about you, and when you're down, other people are there and willing to lift you up. And it is an honor to have been supported by the UAW every moment that I've been in politics, every moment I've been in service. And I hope I've shown you that, yes, while I run as a proud Democrat, the moment I'm elected, I serve every single citizen of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And whether your members voted for me or not, though, I think just about all of them voted for me this last time. They're our citizens. They deserve our very best. And they deserve that life that I wish for my kids and everybody else's kids. As I close today, I couldn't be more thankful for what we've done together in Kentucky. Not just winning an election, it's about what we do once we win. And I'm proud to stand by you in this state or any other state as you all fight to make better lives for the people of the United States of America. God bless you all. Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
So today, as you seen yesterday, when I created this challenge coin, it's got UAW on it. The whole purpose of this is to give this coin to people that demonstrate great leadership that deserve it. And so today, I want to present you with this coin. It's got UAW on it. But on the back, it also shows me, and we're going to do that in a minute with you here today, and you'll really understand what that means now. But I want to present you with that challenge coin, and we appreciate you being here. Also, this very nice black UAW coffee mug. So,
that's going to the governor's office.
While you're in the governor's office, we also need to make sure you have Folgers coffee. Our brothers and sisters through that, so if it's another brand, we need you to get that out very quickly. Folgers coffee in. That's the way I do it. So, but again, it's truly an honor to have you here today. So I'm going to put this mic down, and now you're going to really see what this coin means and what it looks like on the back. Okay, brothers and sisters, are we ready? Yeah. On three. 1, 2, 3. Who are we? UAW. Can't hear you. UAW. One more time. UAW.